Hello, my name is Krista Beasley, and I am here to give a speech on the thesis I submitted. My thesis was actually quite short, but my feelings about it have remained unchanged. And the thesis topic I went with was a why is communication important in relationships? Is it? And I believe it is. When you go out and make public relationships, personal relationships, speaking to one another, and having the key pronunciation of words and what comes with it. Now, these benefits of having different relationships and being able to communicate and openly put aside emotion during these communications. Now you have the communication of relationships of professional and private. Each are equivocally important. Being, if you go for a job or talk to your boss or coworkers or anything of the sort, you have to communicate clearly and get across what you're trying to say or do and show action, whether you're a supervisor or you're the boss yourself or you're an entry employee. Having clear communications for the things that you need and what needs to be done should be up front at most, especially going into a career. You should be able to talk and decide what suits best for your needs, not only for that, but the needs the employer is requesting. Now, with personal relationships, if you're married or you have close friends or close family, relatives, how you speak to them depends on the relationship that you have with them to begin with. If you have a family member or a friend that you're not very close with, but close enough to continue communication with, it would be very kindful, if that's my correct understanding, of understanding the difference between a close person and a person at arm's length. Meaning that you can still be cordial and kind to one another without having all of the misunderstandings and whatnot. When you go to talk to a loved one and you speak to them about anything in particular, it could be serious, non-serious, it could be just random talking about the weather. We choose our words carefully for each individual relationship that we have. And sometimes being at arm's length means that you might get the cold shoulder from people. And unfortunately, that happens. But the people that are closest to you should know what's going on in your life, how you're feeling, and also take into consideration how they're feeling, what they're going through, and come through and make a consensus together. Even if your emotions become part of it, just know that at the end of the day, both of you want to be happy. So how do we get to that point of being happy or being accepted by an employer or anything? And that starts with how you talk to people and how you say it. And I believe that's why it's so important to have a lot of communication, regardless of what type of relationship that it should be in. And just speak in your own way to these individual relationships. And by doing so, you can open so many doors. Like, you can do so many things with just having a kind and meaningful conversation with people. And that's why I really think it's important. Well, thank you for coming to my persuasive talk. Thesis.